What is up, y'all? I am going to be talking at the speed of light. Y'all know nothing new. When it comes down to me, I love how every single time that I emphasize in a video that I'm going to be talking faster than usual, I look at those videos and I'm like, bitch, you are talking at the same speed that you normally do. But I just feel like when I'm hungry or when I'm really hot or obviously in a hurry, then I'm just like, I gotta like hurry up and get it out. And y'all, it is literally 99 degrees. We are like, supposedly this is going to be the hottest week of the year here in California. And I'm just not used to this, so I have the AC off right now, obviously, to film this video, and I am just like already sweating, y'all. Literally sat down barely. I would literally stand up and show you guys my underboobs, but then I'm like, that's just like way too embarrassing. If I was on live right now, I totally would do it, but y'all know I'd probably have a White Claw, so that's why I would feel a little bit more enticed to do that. But right now, y'all, the sweat is already starting to drip. Yes, I'm still wearing a beanie, y'all. I feel like it's always been this thing, like my parents always will say too, like, why do you always wear beanies in your videos? And I'm like, well, first of all, I got a big ass forehead, but second of all, it literally catches the sweat, so I feel like it's like a double whammy. It covers up my big forehead, catches my sweat, why not wear it? Do you know what I mean? Two birds, one stone. Anyways, we're going to be talking about James Charles within today's video because he finally addressed the whole Shein palette situation. You guys know, or if you didn't know, I made a video about it like 2 weeks ago now, and I said if that video gets to 1,000 likes, I'm going to do a review of the Shein version of the palette. Shout out to Lily because actually she let me know that they do sell this palette on Amazon too. And it was like $5 cheaper. I want to say it was $7.99 on Amazon. Well, I actually have the bootleg palette right here. This is the bootleg Creatis palette, which is a total ripoff of James Charles Painted Bare Canvas palette. Y'all, I am so sorry. I still have not, you guys can see from right here, I still have not touched the eyeshadows. If you guys have not seen in my previous videos, obviously with it being summertime, it is so hard for me to film beauty content because I just get so hot and so sweaty and I just cannot apply makeup when I am sweating. And y'all, I'm not exaggerating. Within 10 minutes, I will start sweating so damn much. So that's why I've put this off, but I am not lying to you guys. I am going to do a review of this. I don't have a guarantee of when. Hopefully like it cools down soon, you know what I mean? You know what's so crazy too is I would say that I would even film it like late at night, like at midnight, but it's still like 75 degrees, which inside the house. If it's 75 degrees outside, it's like 85 in the house. So I'm like, I still will be dying then. So I do apologize, but I am going to be doing a review of this. But within today's video, we are going to be talking about James Charles addressing this because he made a YouTube video about it and a TikTok as well too. I have to say, I feel like it took him kind of a minute to address this situation because I felt like he should have known about this before me, you know, which I do have to say, shout out to you guys because you guys are the ones that let me know about this. Somebody had tagged me. No, somebody DM'd me. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot your name. I apologize, boo, but somebody DM'd me. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then I made a video about it. And I feel like, obviously, that was weeks ago. And James Charles barely talked about this 3 days ago, which I'm like, damn, I thought his team would have been on top of it because obviously you would want to know if some brand out there is ripping you off. Also, I want to say this, though. This is like devil's advocate here. I was reading his comments on TikTok, and a lot of people were like, please don't like bash Shein. Like, obviously, your stuff is really expensive. Like, they were commenting that underneath his post because obviously he was talking trash about Shein. I'm going to keep it real with you guys, too. Like, y'all, I understand there's a big price difference. His palette, I want to say, is like, I think it's like $55. Don't quote me on that. I'll put it on the screen. And then this palette was only $7.99. So I do understand how a lot of people are like, oh, well, this is an affordable version. You know, I get that. But I think that if I created a product and I put my heart and soul and my money into it, I would be just as pissed too. Like, I really would. Like, I think that it really does suck that brands obviously out there like Shein. I'm sure Shein is a multi-billion-dollar brand by now. And it's like, they can go out there and like, you know what's really crazy? I have to say, I don't even know if this is per se Shein. It was just originally sold on Shein. But the brand technically says Land Moon. So originally, let's just say if Shein owns Land Moon, it's like they could afford to put out dupes so fast, so easy, and to make them for so cheap because they could purchase hundreds of thousands of units because they have the budget for it. And when you are a like small brand owner, it's like you don't have the budget to like make them that affordable because obviously you have to stick to the minimum order of quantity. Like, y'all, when I was looking into this before, I was mind blown with, say, for example, like I wanted this is like 7 years ago. I wanted to come out with 3 shades of liquid lipstick just to start my business. And I was like, the fact that the minimum order of quantity was 10,000, I was like, I have to purchase 30,000 lipsticks to start my business. Like, I was mind blown by that, you know? So obviously it's going to be something that's really difficult for me to make super affordable, which was like my goal. And I'm like, okay, these other big brands can do it because they can order, like, the more you order, basically, the cheaper you can get it. Like, the companies will work with you because obviously they want your business. So this is where I say, I understand obviously the whole like affordable price point because y'all know clearly this past year has not been my best financial year. So I totally understand being broke. But I have to say, I feel like when you are a brand owner, it does suck for a brand to, you know, come along and like rip you off. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and actually talk about this. Let's dive right into it. In case you guys did not see before, you know what's crazy? I should have busted out the James Charles palette. Oh, do I have it right here? Hold on. Let me lift. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Oh, sorry, I hit that. I literally had this underneath my computer. So this is the original James Charles palette right here. And this is the Shein palette. You guys know I've already talked about this before. Clearly, there is a big difference on this, as you guys can see. I have to say, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I know everyone wants me to like hate James. Well, James Charles as a person, y'all already know how I feel about him. I don't need to go down that road. Everyone always wants me to bash James Charles, I should specifically say. But this palette was a great palette. I am so sorry. I know, hate me, talk shit about me in the comments. I don't even care. I'm over it. I'm not going to get on camera and lie. The palette was great. It really was. I really liked it. I think the color story is beautiful. I love the feel of the palette. Like, y'all, this color story, yes, has it been done before? Absolutely. But I really feel like it has everything you need. You have your little fun pops of color in there. You have your neutrals. The shimmers were really beautiful. The mattes blended out nice. Like, I have nothing negative to say about this palette. I think it's a really great palette. Now, I am going to play you guys a TikTok in a little bit where James Charles did do swatches of this. And you know what? I guess everything happens for a reason that I haven't done a review of this, because now I'm actually like really excited to do the review of this, because he does swatches of this palette versus his, and they look absolutely horrendous. So of course I'm going to do swatches on mine, and I am going to create like side-by-side looks. I can already tell you guys, and I think I said this in my original video too, that these shimmers obviously look way less shimmery than James Charles. I will keep it real though, like these first three right here, like these look, well actually no, let me keep it real. This one, which is Glisten and Candy, those two actually look really reflective in person. Like, see if you guys can see that pink one right there. It looks super reflective. So I am curious to know how they will perform on the eye compared to his, because his shimmers were actually really nice. Like, y'all, I did a versus, I don't know if you guys remember, I did a versus of the James Charles palette versus the Scorpio palette from Jeffree Star, and I was like, I gotta keep it real, I really do like James Charles' formula better than Jeffree Star's. And y'all know for the longest period of time I have really loved Jeffree Star's formula. But, well, you know what, let me specify, when I say shadows, I mean the shimmer, because I feel like Jeffree Star's shimmer is just more like a frost metallic, you know what I mean, as to where James Charles are like actual shimmer. They almost look like a glitter. They give that like glitter type of look. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, y'all, I'm rambling way too much about this. Go ahead and check out this TikTok where James Charles is addressing the situation himself.
It happened again. Oh my God! If you guys remember years ago when I released my James Charles X Morphe palette, one of my most viewed videos of all time was trying out a dupe knockoff product that we found in Santee Alley. And now years later, it happened again. If you guys did not know, I have a makeup brand called Painted, and we released our first ever palette this year called the Basic Canvas. This is what the box looks like, and this is what this box looks like. Look familiar? Creatist? That isn't even a fucking word. Let's open these up. Now, this is what the real Basic Canvas palette looks like. It looks and feels like a real art piece with 3D paint on the front. It looks like a stretched canvas on the back. When you open it up on the inside, we have 24 beautiful shades, mattes and shimmers. Even if you look at the shade names, it's a handwritten pencil font to make it look like an artist sketched out on their canvas before they actually started painting. I spent years developing this packaging. There is literally no way that this is gonna be even close. Of what you ordered online versus what showed up at the door. Shein, count your days. First of all, if we look at even the size, the dupe is way smaller. It also feels so light and cheap quality. There is zero texture on the front. This is just printed on. It doesn't feel like a canvas. The paint swatches are not Razor 3D either. And the back is boring as fuck. I'm scared to open it up. I'm fucking scared. 3, 2, 1. Palette. Are you kidding me? Damn. They got me good. Wait, we need to look at the shade names. Oh my God, they stole a ton of these. The third shade in the top row is called Cookie Dough in the Basic Canvas. This one is Cookie. The last shade is called Lava Cake. Thank you, Chili's. This one is just Lava. We have Gold Coast. This one's Gold. We have Mango. This one's also fucking Mango. Didn't even try to come up with something else. They stole Freckled as well. The shade in mine is called Redstone, inspired by Minecraft. This one is Red Mud. Just choose another fucking earth element, I guess. In the last row, they stole Fox. This shade is called Famous, and this one is called Well Known. Okay, I have to do a swatch. I'm gonna try out Movie Night. I'm gonna grab a little bit of Champs. I'm gonna grab a little bit of Wemple. And I'm also gonna grab a little bit of Theodore, because it's really hard to dupe this black. So we have Movie Night, Champs. Oh, look at how pretty that shade is. Wemple and Theodore. Oh my god, his tail wagging? Are you kidding me?
Wagged when you said his name.
And now in the dupe palette we have Conspicuous, Crystal, Red Mud, and Dark. They don't look awful on my fingers. Let's see. Oh, that isn't even close to the same color. It was literally crumbling off my arm. Crystal. Oh my god. Literal sidewalk chalk, hello? And then Dark. Oh my god. I mean, we've definitely tried worse, but that fucking sucks. Well, clearly they don't care about creativity, high quality packaging, or making an actual good quality formula, because this is absolute garbage. Sure, it's a lot cheaper, but this is why I always say it's worth spending your money on small brands that are really putting the love and effort into their products, because it shows. There's a reason why this is one of the best selling palettes on the market right now. And if you think that this was bad, don't even get me started on what they did to the painted sponge.
Hopefully y'all saw where he was doing the swatches, because I was like, damn, low key. The swatches of this look absolutely tragic. I would do swatches right now in this video, but I really want to do a first impressions comparison side by side kind of like versus video, as I mentioned to you guys before. I mean, this is what the palette looks like straight up in 4K. You guys can put this quality in 4K to take a look at it. Like, honestly, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. Like, it looks like it would be pretty good quality. So I really am more so now curious to know, was he hamming it up for that video? Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like obviously this would be a perfect time for James Charles to bash Shein and say that his palette is 10 times better than the Shein knockoff. And this is where I'm like, y'all, I'm so glad that I actually didn't do my comparison slash versus video of this palette versus his, because now I got to see his and now I'm like, well, since he has the same palette that I have and he did swatches of it, now I'm kind of like, okay, I'm curious to know. Also, I do got to keep it with you guys. He did upload a full YouTube video, which I want to say was like 21 minutes, but I didn't watch it. So I don't know if he did like a full type of thing that I'm trying to do, like a versus. I'm assuming that he did, being that it is 21 minutes long. I'll probably watch that after, and I'll let you guys know whenever I do my review of this palette, or versus, I should say, because I'm so curious to know, like, was he hamming it up? Because honestly, I'm just keeping it real. Like, for this palette being $7.99, looking at them in the pan, like, look, and I understand looking at eyeshadows in the pan doesn't mean shit. I get that. But looking at them in the pan, y'all, come on, you got to keep it real. They look really nice. Like, for real, especially like 24 eyeshadows for $7.99. I don't know. So I do have to say this. I wonder if there is going to be any type of lawsuit from James Charles to Shein. Also, I'm so curious to know how that would play out, especially being that, like, y'all, Shein is just so damn rich. And technically they did, you know, name it different. This is called the Creatus. That's called the Bare Canvas. And then the eyeshadows do have like different names, which, by the way, I have looked into before to actually copywriting eyeshadow names. It is hard as hell. It is expensive as hell. So I'm just going on a wild limb here and saying that James Charles probably doesn't even have his eyeshadow names copywritten anyways, because that's it, like, that's just way too much of a process. It's like, you're better off just literally having somebody steal your names, you know? But other than that, I feel like, yes, the color story is the same, but I don't think that you can sue somebody for the same, like, color story, you know? Say, for example, if they came out with a palette that was called Painted Bare Canvas and had all the same names and everything and the same exact everything, then I think he could sue, because it's like straight up, like, you know, copying. But I think this technically would just be considered a dupe. Do you know what I mean? That's just my opinion. Obviously, I don't work in the legal field, so I have no idea how that would really play out. But nonetheless, I do apologize that I have been lagging on that. It's just been way too hot. Like, this happened during the wrong time. And if you guys have followed my track record for a while now, y'all know that I really never have done any type of reviews during the summer, just because, y'all, me and my situation over here, it's just, well, I used to film my videos before in the garage, and I'm like, I would literally die in there. If you guys have been on live with me before, I literally would be up in there like, let me open the garage door. I put a fan open in front of the damn door, because I'm like, it gets way too hot in there. So that's why I'm like, oh, me and reviews during the summer just don't work out. So I apologize, but I am 100% going to do a versus of these palettes right here. Now I'm even more excited, because now I'm like, let's see if James Charles is telling the truth about these. I'm sure his formula is better, but I have to say, like, it would be a perfect opportunity for him to bash that palette even more, to obviously try to sell his more. So I really am more curious now to be like, oh, now we're going to get to the nitty gritty of it. Also, I have to say this too. A lot of people were like in the comment section saying like, oh, hell no, I would never put that palette on my eyes. And I'm kind of like, yeah, I've purchased palettes before from the Dollar Tree and the 99-cent store, and I've used those and I've turned out totally fine. So I'm just saying, I don't know the ingredients in there, but I'm just kind of like, whatever. It is what it is. Anyways, make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scout.